On this episode, we talk crowdfunding. What else do we talk about?
Property funds.
On this episode, we talk crowdfunding and some other stuff. This is Aidan R. Heron. I don't know if I like Aidan R. Heron. Aidan Reese Heron rolls off the tongue a little bit better.
Oh no, I think Aidan R. Heron, you got a whole brand going on, you know.
This is Aidan R. Heron, and you're watching Property Geek TV, episode 16. Thanks for sending your questions in, by the way. And Josh, do you want to pick a question?
I can pick a question.
Do you want to stay there? Or do you want to
I'll stay here.
You don't want to come into the shot. We'll just have this hand that nobody ever knows what it's associated to.
The hand of Josh.
Okay. You can read it if you want.
I can read it.
The look of shock on my face when you ask me a question.
What purchase costs should I be aware of?
Okay, so this is a really good question, because a lot of people think that when they're buying an investment property, it's just the price on the tin, so to speak. So you just buy it and that is it. So if it's 100 grand, you just spend 100 grand and you've got this lovely house and then you rent it out straight away. But you typically have the conversion cost, which is kind of something separate, but then you've got stamp duty, which is being changed, thank you government. You probably have broker's fees to arrange a mortgage unless you're buying cash, which, another story, don't recommend. So mortgage fees, solicitor fees for setting up any paperwork, survey fees for bringing surveyors around to evaluate the property and give the real value of it, which will determine what you get your mortgage for. So there's quite a lot of fees to add on to the purchase price. And then if you're buying through a sourcing agent or a third party, then a lot of the time there's also a sourcing fee. So an agent like that, not a typical estate agent, but a sourcing agent would charge the investor, the buyer, not the vendor. And I think that's pretty much it. Are there any other fees associated?
I think that's pretty much
solicitors, surveys. If you're doing big projects, you've got architect fees and quantity surveyor fees, QS fees. But other than that, it's all just professional body fees. I think that's everything. Should we do another question?
I'll do another one.
I love this box.
It is a nice box. Very pretty box.
We're just admiring the box. Respecta.
So what's the difference between a property fund and crowdfunding?
Oh, okay, so this is a good question. We had a little bit of a debate about this the other day about whether crowdfunding is good or not. I've got my own views and it's somewhere in this box, so it will come up at some point in one of the episodes. So investment funds, you would take your money, give it to the fund, and then they invest it for you in multiple different projects. And they have, typically it's fully managed, so it's complete hands off. You just put the money in and you get money back. Now, that's great if you have any securities, and I mean we do that a lot for people as well, is that they can we take it on a loan basis, though we don't do it as an investment fund. You can put your money in and then we give a guaranteed return rate back, and then we just pay it back off of the assets. But with an investment fund, what you're doing is you're putting it into a business, and then you don't really know where they're putting the money, because a lot of them are some of them are good, but some of them you don't really know where they're putting the money, and that upsets some people. So crowdfunding is a way for you to take back a little bit of control on your investment strategies. So each property in the crowdfunding, like in the network of that platform, is bought on its own individual like special purpose vehicle, and then you buy shares inside that vehicle, and then after 5 years typically there's a vote amongst all shareholders for that property, or that asset, whether they sell it or keep it, whatever. And so you have a little bit more control, and it also means if one property fails or a few properties fail, you've still got securities on the other ones, whereas if it's into a fund, you're just waiting for them to give you your money back, and sometimes it can be difficult to get any information on them. So that's the difference between crowdfunding platforms and
Property fund.
investment funds, but I think both of them are epic, and there's some brilliant things in the future that I'm looking at in both those spaces. But for now, if you're looking to invest in property and you want bigger returns, then you should do it yourself. If you want lower returns, then leverage and outsource that way. So, question of the day is, would you use a crowdfunding platform to invest your money in the property market?